You can make $1 million on an acre of lavender. That could be me. I told my husband that I was going to quit my job. That's just not who I am. So I had to start all in. We can either quit or we can move forward.
Quitting is not an option for us anymore.
If you feel stuck, you don't have to stay there. I mean, it changed everything.
Yeah. I guess take risks, because we wouldn't be here if you didn't take a risk.
Welcome back to Lavender Fields Flop, where we make the mistakes so you don't have to.
It's actually the show where we make the mistakes so you don't have to.
See, I told you should have
Yeah,
started.
we tried to have her lead it today, but that's what I'm for.
That's right. Why don't you go ahead?
This is my co-host, Michelle, my mom, and I'm Ethan. And welcome back to the show. Let's just get into it today. Thank you guys for rewatching. I mean, we're on episode 5 now.
Yeah.
And we thank you to the people who have stuck around with us this long. I say that like we've been recording for years. It's been a month.
Yeah.
But so many flops to share.
Where do we
like
start?
this week, I have one.
Okay.
As you know, we struggle with all or nothing.
True.
There's no gray area for us. It's either black or white. And I like to go to the gym. She already knows where this is going.
Well, and just to clarify, we don't talk about this beforehand, so I don't know what he's going to share, but I have an idea now with that little preface.
Over the Christmas break and the winter break, I've had less time going to the gym just because it's been snowing and it's been cozy.
Yeah.
To be honest. All right, we're going to leave it in because I'm tired of editing this out. We have a driveway doorbell that we try to mute everything, our phones, and it just, we can't. So
Every time
we tried cutting it out, but we're going to leave it in.
Yeah.
You guys can hear bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
So where was I?
Where were you?
Yes, working out. And I haven't really been going to the gym as much. My New Year's resolution was not anything. So
Good job.
I know. So I've been trying to go back more recently, but we've had a horrible snowstorm. I'm sure we're recording this over the week of the 27th, 28th. I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to the snowstorm.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of snow, which means getting out of bed and getting out of the house and getting in the car are harder.
That is true.
So I decided to go this week, yesterday. And I guess it's sort of like an internal thing. Like I haven't gone in a while, so I wanted to go hard. And I can't run because I have an ankle injury. Not really sure what it is.
Okay, so just to interject, I don't know where you're going with this since this was yesterday.
Oh.
All right. It's news to all of us.
Yeah. So I can't run, which I like to do. I have an ankle injury that I might have to go get surgery for. I don't know. We don't really know what's going on with that. But so I decided to do some weights. I haven't done weights in a long time. I've been doing a lot more calisthenics. And went too hard on the arm machine. I don't know if it was the people that were there, a lot of big guys working out, and I'm like, look, me too. But today I can't straighten my arms. I don't know if it was like I don't know why I do that to myself. I've done it in the past. I seem to do it with a lot of things that if I'm not, I don't know. It's like I'm punishing myself for not going, weirdly. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking about, what was it, 2 years ago that you went to the gym?
I think it was 3 years ago.
So hard that you were in bed for like 2 days. It was like you had the flu.
Yeah.
And you would think he would have learned from that. But
there's been multiple times between that too.
Yeah,
So,
but
that one was the worst. I don't know. It felt like I had muscle poisoning.
yeah,
I don't know.
it was
Like
bad.
there was so much lactic acid, I was sick. But that one was different because that was like when I had started working out. So I was completely out of shape.
Right.
I still have some muscle memory. Well, probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
Since I was able to continue to do the weight I left off on a month ago.
Right.
But I guess my tendons aren't, because setting up the podcast was agonizing today. But so
Well, I would ask you, what you would do different or what you learned, but I don't think the answer.
I don't
there's
know.
an answer
I
to
think
that.
maybe it's just my personality.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe how I don't know. I don't know what I would. I know what I would do different.
Yeah, but you
but
don't do it different.
I don't think I would do
It's
it. So I don't.
just like you're not supposed to run on your ankle and you go and run at a 9.
Well, it had been a month. I thought maybe it was fixed.
Well, it's not.
No, it's not.
So, all right. Well,
So
that's a flop, but that's a reoccurring flop, and that's on you.
it's a chronic flop. I don't know. I need to be studied.
I don't know.
But we sort of wanted to rewind today, getting into our main topic.
Yeah.
We've been moving kind of fast. We've been talking about through just discussions that we've had about the podcast, and we've realized that we have been moving kind of fast, and you guys might not know, I don't know, truly who we are. We had the
Right.
first episode, which was about us, and sort of dove into that, but
Just a little bit.
we feel
We
like
dabbled
we're
in it.
lacking, I don't know, the emotional side,
The
the way
storytelling.
that you guys can connect with, I don't know, our flops and our pain.
Yeah.
Because ultimately that's what is relatable for everybody.
Right.
Because not everybody has a lavender farm. I mean, that's not very relatable.
Yeah.
So today we're going to take it back to 2020, COVID, which is when we started. In our first podcast, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about sort of where you were at and why you wanted to start the farm. So I'll let you go into it. I'll sort of ask questions and
Okay.
go from there.
All right. So yeah, it was, let's go back to 2020. We can all, I think we get PTSD, some of us, when we think about COVID. And I was in the classroom. I was in the brick and mortar classroom in the school. It was
I just want to make sure everybody knows, because some people might not have seen the first episode. You've been a teacher for,
25 years.
yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't just like you were starting a new job.
Right.
You've taught a long time. You have your master's, and she's a reading specialist. She lets us all know that all the time.
I worked hard for
Actually,
that.
no. She never brings it up, but we always make fun of her for it.
Yeah.
Because if she spells something wrong, she's going to hear about it.
That is
But-
true. That is true.
So, yeah, just a little extra
All
about
right,
you.
thank you. No,
I know,
I'm always
I know.
happy for you
I
to
know.
interject. But yeah, it was a trying school year. So it was the 2021 school year. So the end of 20 was when everybody went home and did school from home. We had the summer. And so the fall of 2020 was when everybody was back in school, but we had to wear masks. We had to do social distancing. There was no parent teacher conferences. Everything was by Zoom. If anybody came down with any symptom or showed that they had COVID, then our classes, our wing of students was quarantined. We all had to be at home. And then we had to figure out how to teach on Zoom. And so in our school, we had wings by grade bands. And so I taught 7th and 8th grade. So we were kind of isolated.
Let's move this a little closer to you
thanks.
there.
We were just kind of isolated in our little wing, and we couldn't even go down to lower elementary or intermediate elementary. We were there in our little pod, which was great. It was cozy. But as the year went on,
How many teachers were in your pod?
3. And well, 2, because one left mid-year. So that was stressful in itself.
Yeah.
And so we ended up getting another teacher, but it took some time. But as the year went on, it just kind of wore you down. And, this constant social distancing, getting 7th and 8th graders to social distance, and just spraying desks after every rotation, after every class period. And I love teaching.
Yeah.
I love it. But
Your heart's always been in it for the kids.
yes, but I was just tired. And by about March,
Well, let's be honest here too. I mean, if your heart's in it for the kids and the kids are having to wear masks 8 hours a day,
yeah,
the kids probably aren't the best behaved, which makes teaching
I
hard.
mean, they get tired of it too.
That's my
Yeah.
point, is that,
Yeah.
I mean, even after, if your heart's in it for the kids and the kids are not if they're so over it.
Right.
Like nobody wanted to wear a mask. No one
Right.
wanted to be there. No one wanted to social distance. But yet you didn't get to decide, oh, I want to just be home today and teach from home.
Right. Exactly. And so I guess a little background on this is that was the time that we moved from Ohio to Michigan. And so this was a new teaching position for me.
Well, no, we didn't move in 21. You just made it sound like we moved in 21.
Well, I started the school year in 20.
yeah,
so
we
we moved
moved in
here-
we moved in 20.
We moved here in the summer of 20.
Oh, that's right. I forget the
Yeah.
school. You said this. Right.
That's all right.
Hey, that's
That's all right.
why I'm not a reading specialist, everybody.
So it was a new teaching position for me. We moved here. We didn't know anybody.
No.
Everybody was quarantined. So I get,
And there was a family here who had the same last name as us.
that's right.
So we got, are you related? I mean, have we said our last name? Church? I'm pretty sure we have.
Probably. But
It's
with
on
the
our stuff,
churches.
but yeah. Are you related to the churches? No. Like, still to this day, we get people to ask. I mean, maybe we are somewhere down the line.
Yeah, no,
but
all our churches are in California and Arkansas, I think. No, they are.
I thought
Anyways,
they were in Texas.
and
Who knows?
Texas,
I don't know. They're not here.
but not in Michigan.
Not in Michigan.
So we didn't know anybody and started the school year. I didn't know these students. I didn't know what they looked like without masks on. I didn't know any of the parents. I couldn't connect with the parents. The first time I even met them was on Zoom and for parent teacher conferences. So it was a very hard school year.
So I guess I'm confused. Did you start in the end of like the 2019 to 2020 school year?
No,
You just said you started mid-year. I'm just a little.
mid-year of 20, I started
So you
August of
started.
20.
Okay, so you started
Yeah.
the new school year.
Yes.
Okay, that's where I was confused.
Yeah. So it wasn't the school year in the spring, school year in the fall.
Okay,
And
but you started the brand new school year with
yeah,
the kids.
brand new
Okay.
school year, but I didn't know anybody. It's
Yeah.
not like, I'd been at this school for 10 years and I knew the students. So it was
You weren't just moving to a different classroom.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that in itself was hard as a teacher and somebody who's in it for the kids, connecting. But we got through that.
I think that's relatable for everyone. I think that's hard for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone a teacher, because you have the responsibility of kids and parents who think you should be perfect. I mean, let's be honest, it's a really hard job, but you're
It
going,
is.
I mean, even in our day and age, going out and meeting friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard, meeting new people, but you're thrown into, I mean, like you always say, me and Hannah, my sister, are your $1 million. So
Yeah.
you're handling people's,
Absolutely.
if you have 30 kids, you're handling their $30 million.
Absolutely.
And you don't know them, and the parents expect the world from you.
That is true. Yes.
So,
You must have grown up with a teacher as a mom.
yeah, shout out all the TK kids.
That's right. Well, shout out to all the teachers.
Grew up in a lot of schools,
Staff kid.
a lot of late nights at the
Yes.
schools.
Yeah. So
Don't miss it.
So, taking us back to 2020, if you all remember the circles on the floor, it wasn't just in the classrooms. I mean, I see them where we go work out, that the big circles, stand here 6 feet apart for social
yeah.
distancing. And I remember in the grocery stores, they actually had the arrows going down the aisles, like one direction. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
I think I know what you're talking
Like
about.
you could
yeah.
only go down the aisle
And no one
this
did.
way and then this way so that, the traffic flow, all these things we forget now that we're 6 years past, I guess.
I know.
when
I
COVID
remember when
started.
everyone thought the world wouldn't go back to normal, and
Yeah. I was thinking about that this morning, how somebody said it'll never be the same, but it is. I mean, anyway, that's a whole nother topic, I think. But that was my world, was circles on the floor, find a circle. And this is 7th and 8th
and
graders.
disobeying kids who don't want to stand in their circles and
Yes.
holding their masks down and touching their face.
Yep. And having kids stand on the circle and transitioning one group at a time as we go from subject to subject and changing classrooms and spraying the desks in between. And, you get used to it. You just do what you have to do. But by March, I was really worn down. I mean, every teacher, by the time they get to March and April, they're worn down. It's about time for summer break, and we all need that. But this was different. This was I really started thinking about when I was going to get to retire. And at that time, I was 47, and retirement was a long ways away
And not an option.
and not an option
No, we didn't. I mean,
quit.
well, let's be honest. We didn't have the financial stability for that to be an option. So
Right.
I think that's part of it too, is the
Trapped.
fear. Yeah, that you were trapped.
Yeah.
Like you had to continue to do this for the well-being of our family.
Yeah.
Because at that time you still had 2 kids.
Yeah.
We were older, but
Right. I still have 2 kids. They're just adult kids.
yes, you still have 2 kids. They're just 22 and 24,
Right.
and one is a kid. One
and-
has a child.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So we're still your kids, but
Yep. Now I have a grand baby.
I do not have a grandbaby, but you do.
I do. Shout out to Lloyd.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I always am the type of teacher that I like to get to school early. I'd rather be there early and then leave shortly after, the ending time rather than working late into the evening. So I would get to school around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Students would get there at 7:45. And as I was getting my classroom ready for the day, as the days went on, I found myself more and more thinking, I can't do this anymore. But I'm
Yeah.
trapped. And
Can I just interject just so I can paint the picture a little better in their
Okay.
head? You said that you're getting your classroom ready. Another thing that you had during this time of COVID is that because of the social distancing, you had 2 classrooms into one.
right.
How that school was set up is there was like an accordion door between classrooms.
Yeah.
I guess if you wanted to, you could. If they were doing an event, it could just
Yeah.
be all open. It's sort of like a crescent shape, a little
Yeah.
bit between a couple of the
Yeah.
classrooms. The
'Cause it
one
was
you
a
had,
circle. Yeah.
you shared it with another teacher.
Right.
But it wasn't just a normal getting ready. I'm just making that point. It
Yeah.
wasn't just go in and get a classroom ready. You had to get 2.
Basically. Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I loved the huge space.
Yeah,
The biggest
there was
classroom
pros
I've
to
ever
it
been
for
in.
sure, but
But yeah, so we were able to open the doors between 2 classrooms. And so each teacher actually had 2 physical classrooms with the door opened up all the way so
And
that we could have desks 6 feet apart.
and especially for you, you always wanted to make the classroom a special place for the kids. So when you decorated it in the fall, that was a whole ordeal as well,
Right.
because it wasn't just decorating one classroom. I mean, it was it was like a little mansion.
It was
Your
that
desk was in the middle, and you had desks on each. It was a very cool classroom.
that was very cool, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just found myself, I mean, the classroom was no longer a cool environment. I was completely worn out. I was completely burned out. And not unlike you, I tend to just go really hard and just put all of myself into it.
Wonder where I get it.
And
She's like, I don't know why he didn't. I don't know why he didn't just go to the gym and work out lightly. Well, actually, we're the kind of people. I don't know where he gets it from.
Yeah.
So
honestly, you get it from me.
I do. Yeah, not my dad.
So anyways, I was burned out because I had always hit the first of the school year really hard, but that's never been a problem. It just was building. And as the year went on, the stress was building, the burnout was building. And we had bought this farm in May. We moved in May 1st of 2020. And when we
I thought
bought
it was
it,
March.
it was,
Was it May?
No, it was May.
Was it May?
We signed the papers in March and we moved in May.
Oh, okay.
When we bought it, it was an organic farm that they had berries and then they had vegetables all in the back, 2.5 acres back there.
Yeah.
And my husband and I, your dad and I, asked ourselves, well, what are you going to do with that? The farmers rented back from us for the first summer, but when they moved out, we didn't know what we were going to do with all that land. So as I'm sitting there in the early morning, listening to Helen Jane Long, trying to think of the song. I listened to it on repeat. I'll have to figure it out.
All
But
the Helen
anyways,
J. Long fans out there.
yes. Oh, yeah.
So, for those who don't know, like probably everybody who's listening to this, it's classical music, like new age classical, like not Beethoven,
Yeah, just
but like
relaxing
no music. Yeah, just
Rockabye. That was the name of the song.
was it?
Helen J. Jane Long Rockabye.
Shout out Helen Jane Long.
Yes, you were my inspiration. It did. I just having that on repeat, and I can still to this day hear that song, and I make that connection to the feelings I felt, and just sitting there. And I started looking up flowers because I've always loved flowers, and
We always had a garden at
we
every
always
house.
had a garden, and I always would put flowers in, and not just a vegetable garden.
Actually, the vegetables never really worked.
Does anybody ever?
I
Somebody
don't know.
does, but
There's got to be people who do.
there's people that probably just have moderation in planting it.
Yeah,
Unlike
we
us.
were. Another
So-
story for another time.
Yes, that's true. So as I sat there, I started looking up flowers and flower farms and what grew best, and came across lavender. And lavender grows best in sandy
rocky soil.
rocky
Yep.
soil because it's a Mediterranean plant, and on a slope, windbreaks on the side, which fits us perfectly.
Yeah, our
That's
land is-
exactly what we
Actually,
are.
our editor in the last video did pop up a picture of our land. I
Oh.
know when you asked that,
Thanks, Malachi.
Yeah. he did. It looks very good.
Thanks, Malachi.
But as you can see, our land is not. It's not traditional.
No, it's not.
It's a very weird.
Now, did he put up one of the aerial
Yes.
shots he did? Malachi is amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll be able to see on that. And hey, Malachi, go ahead and
Yeah, he
pop
also
another one up in there.
he also put the phone number in that she doesn't want anymore. So I gotta go rip that out.
We can put your phone number in there. So I
Put Malachi's.
sure.
Let's just put Malachi's.
Let's put
phone number.
Malachi's
Yeah.
number
Yeah, surprise.
for Malachi. I am doing research about lavender and how to grow lavender because I've always loved lavender.
There's a lot of Mother's Day gifts that were
Yes.
lavender plants.
That is true. And then one of the things that popped up for lavender, if anybody out there is a lavender farmer or has researched lavender to grow, one of the first things that pops up is you can make $1 million on an acre of lavender. And I actually just had a customer ask me how realistic that was. That's for another story, another day. But that wasn't why I chose lavender. I chose lavender because everything kind of went together. It was like this perfect,
Let's be honest. Part of it was that
was what?
the $1 million.
Well, sure, but that was I was
like, let's
realistic.
not.
I was
Let's
realistic,
not
and here we
act
are.
holier than thou. She was like, No.
We're 5 years into this, and
"We're not at $1 million.
not even close. We're still,
We're in our growing phase."
yeah, we're still growing. And I'll be honest, I don't know how I got there, but there was a Duluth. I think it may have been an ad in another website. I don't know, but there was this picture of the Duluth catalog.
It's like a sporting goods.
Duluth is
It's
like
like-
outer, like
Yeah,
workers, farm workers.
like maybe like Carhartt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Wear it every.
Where did we? Yeah. You do.
Yep. Continue.
Okay. And there was this picture of this woman farmer putting big containers of flowers in the back of her truck. And it just that and the song and it just, I don't know, it just all came together. This vision of I can do that. Like, I don't want to be all kinds of different flowers, but that could be me. Instead of sitting here in this classroom, burned out, feeling trapped, I could step away. I could be that lady in her overalls. And if you come out to the farm, I'm always in my Duluth overalls. I could be that lady. And I decided right then and there that I was going to be that lady. I was going to wear those overalls. I don't have a truck, but I have a Yukon. And I was going to put flowers in my truck and be a U-pick and all kinds of things. And so I came home that day and I told my husband that I was going to quit my job and start a lavender farm. Now, a lot of our customers, I think I've mentioned this before, they'll come to me and say, last year we did a test plot on this lavender and it did well. So we're going to do a big order this year. Not me.
No.
No, there's no test plot. It was, let's put in 1,000 plants because I'm going to be a lavender farmer.
And we did.
And we did. Without a tractor, without
Without really any knowledge either.
knowing exactly what we were doing. But that's That's who we are.
That's who we are.
It really is. And I'm glad that you shared that flop because it goes really well with this story. And you know,
We say that's who we are. That's who we are.
I just saw a stink bug fall. Sorry.
Oh. But
You can edit that out.
no, we don't need to edit that
Okay.
out. But what was I saying? Oh, that's who we are. My dad and sister aren't
Yeah.
really like that.
No,
They're-
they have self-control.
they have self-control and they're
Yeah.
pretty good at not being
Overdoing
impulsive
it, yeah.
and
I was
overdoing
going to
it.
say it's sort of the creative person in me, but Hannah's extremely creative.
Yeah.
And
No, you're just impulsive.
but you know, we need those people in the world. We really do.
Yeah.
I mean, we need creative people. We need people who will just jump in. And that's what I did. And my husband's always been willing to jump in with me, and he did. And we were able to borrow a tractor and plow up the field. And looking back on it, we plowed it wrong. I mean, everything
Yeah.
if you don't know what you're doing, chances are you're probably going to do it wrong. Now, this was an organic farm when we bought it. They had taken care of the soil. They had babied it. They put down cover crop and tilled that under, and it was just rich land. And
It wasn't just normal topsoil or like
it,
it was very good.
it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And when you are an organic farmer and a farmer that is taking care of your land, you just till in like the top 6 inches. And that's good. That's what you do. It helps not just eradicate all the microbes and organisms and the good stuff
Yeah.
that's in your dirt. Well, that's not what we did. We put the plow on the back of that and plowed as far down as that plow would go over and over and over in the same
Yeah.
spot. So we learned from that. But we were trying to get the ground soft enough because we were having to mound the rows for our lavender by hand. So talk about out of shape. I mean, here I
Yeah.
was. I mean, who was in shape during COVID?
Not very many people.
And we weren't. And so here I am coming out of the classroom, out of shape from COVID with my
Wait,
hoe. And
Let's make sure everyone knows you finished the year.
I did. Yes. Thank you.
She made it sound like she saw this thing in March and then nobody saw her. No, she
No.
finished the school year.
I did. I finished the school year. And during that time and during the spring and on the weekends, we were out there putting those rows in. And so many times I just would sit down in the dirt and cry and say, I don't know what I'm doing. And we messed up. I'm just going to quit. That's my go-to. And luckily I've got my family behind me that knows that's my go-to and, you know, sort of pick me up and dust me off and keep going. And it's felt so good to get those first plants into the ground. And I mean, it took blood, sweat, and tears, literally. But I did it. And I became that woman farmer that made a change in her life. And when I did it, I didn't think, well, that period, I didn't think. I just did.
You acted with your heart instead of your head.
And
Which I think when we say maybe the impulsiveness, I think that's what we do more
Maybe
than
so.
anything is we don't actually think it through logically. We think it through emotionally.
True. Yeah, it's a good point.
So.
And forgot where I was going with that.
Thinking it through emotionally.
I'm thinking it through right now. I just wanted to do it. I didn't see where it was going to go.
You didn't care where it was going to go.
Right.
You just wanted out.
I envisioned just having these plants. What I needed was a sanctuary for coming out of COVID and in that teaching and just all of that. And so I did. I created that. And from out of that, well, I mean, what we believe here is that God grew it from there. I had the idea. We planted the plants, and God has this plan. He has this plan for our farm. We don't know it. I mean, we take it literally a day at a time. And
There's times where it's felt like, should we keep doing it?
one step in front of the other.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was happy to just have a few people come for UPick. I was just, that was good. People would come to the farm and do some UPick. And I ended up finding, okay, let me back up a little bit because we jumped. So I quit that job. I finished my contract, came home, and I was just going to use my retirement to fund the
Which
farm.
wasn't much.
To
I mean,
fund
in the whole scheme of things, it wasn't.
well, yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I,
It wasn't
I'm
like,
saying that because we at the beginning of this, you said we've been teaching for 30 years.
right.
There's times prior to this that you guys had pulled retirement. So I'm
Right.
just saying it wasn't a
It
full
was not
30
a
years.
nest egg. No.
No.
It was not a large amount, but we had pulled it before when we needed it. So I thought, I need it. I'm going to pull this retirement and I'm going to start my farm. And again, shout out to Donnie, my husband, because he's knows that's not a good idea. He's an accountant, knows it's not a good idea, but he supports my crazy ideas. And we got through the summer and we had to buy plants, we had to buy tools, we had to buy all of these things that I didn't
Yeah.
anticipate being a lavender farmer. And so it got to August and realized I needed to find a job. Actually, I'm gonna back up again.
I was like, let's stop it there, man. We can go more into that finding a job because that was a whole story.
Okay.
I mean, there was a lot of sort of miracles that happened.
a
with
lot of
that.
miracles.
So let's go back to just
Okay.
talking about, I don't know, maybe wrap up the COVID part.
Okay. I got out.
You did,
That's
yeah.
the wrap up. I
I guess I would say it's okay sometimes to be burnt out and try new things. I guess take risk because we wouldn't be here if you didn't take a risk.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a lot of prayer that went into it. This wasn't something you just did on a whim. Sort of was, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
I mean, you knew that we still had to provide for our family
Right.
because my dad wasn't making enough just for us to live off of.
Right.
So
Yeah. And I guess if we're going to back up and pause right here, I guess what I would like to say is when we did the farm and we got our LLC, we were very intentional of putting it in my name. So it's my name. It is a woman-owned farm. And we hear so much about that woman-owned company, a woman-owned farm. And I think there's just like a pride in that I did it. I stepped away from my job. I took that risk. And if it wasn't for the men behind me, I wouldn't be where I am today. I want to make sure that that's very clear, that you and your dad made the dream possible. But I guess I just want to speak to the women out there right now that you don't have to stay trapped. You don't have to think, I can't do this. And, the answer isn't always, I want to do this. I'm going to quit my job and
we definitely
change
you
this
definitely
path.
could have done it a lot cleaner.
We could have done it cleaner. But, and I think we've had a discussion about woman owned and, what does that mean? But in our day and age, it does mean something. It means that, women are taking, I guess, their dreams and their lives into their own hands and saying, hey, I can do this. And I didn't tell you, but this year in June, I'm going to be featured as one of the women farmers here in Berrien Springs, Women of the Year.
Oh,
so,
that's cool.
it is very cool. So it is important to me that, that it is, I feel like it's woman owned and backed by the men in my life. And that's what I love about it is that like, I had the vision, I had the leadership, but I had the men to support me. And I think so many women out there feel like they're always the support.
Yeah.
And so I guess if you're feeling that way, it doesn't have to be that way. Look for ways where your gifts are that you could, rise up and be the leader in that area and ask for support. And I have a hard time asking for help and support. I want to
do,
do it by
yeah.
myself. And I mean, we have to find the areas that we're gifted at, because I certainly couldn't have risen up in math.
No,
And
you're really bad at math.
I am bad at math. That's the reason I'm a reading
Yeah.
specialist. And I've never been a science person, but I'm becoming a science person in this job with the distillation and the candle making and the lotion making and the soap making. I'm enjoying that side of it. So I'm learning something new. But yeah, I don't know how long we've gone, but that's my message for today is, if you feel stuck, you don't have to stay there. And a lot of us have done it, whether it's men or women, but it takes work, but it's worth it. And there's been many times that I've said, I just want to quit. And I think probably 2 or 3 years ago was where I turned the corner and I said, I'm not going to say that anymore. And I
Say what?
That I'm going to quit.
Oh, yeah.
And I even said in a podcast, I don't know, last week or the week before, when we had the flop of, I don't remember which one it was, but that I was out in the greenhouse and I thought, we can either quit or we can move forward. And we're going to move forward, because quitting is not the option.
Quitting is not an option for us anymore.
So the flop in that, since we are Lavender Fields flop,
was how it was executed.
yeah.
That was the flop.
But I don't know that I would do it different, because I'm not, I guess it's the instant gratification. If I had to put in a test plot and say, all right, in 2 years, I'm going to have my lavender farm. I can teach for another year, save my money. I'm not that kind of person. That's just not who I am. So I had to start just all in.
Yeah.
I just had to do it. And God knows that about me. I mean, I love that God created us. He knows all about us, and he knows that I am that all in kind of person. And so over the last 5 years, he's provided another job for me that I can do both, teach and do the farm. He's provided you being here. I mean, that's a huge part of it. So while I jumped in, both feet, gave it my all, got in over my head, God saw us through that. So while it was a flop, it's who I am.
COVID was a flop too.
COVID was a flop, but there's good things that came out of it. I mean, I that's a whole nother story. I won't go there. Anyways,
you ever have where your eye just starts twitching?
Yes.
Yeah, I've had that this whole episode.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, just thought I'd share that.
All right, that's what he's doing.
Eye flop.
Eye flop. So I actually wanted to share something that I came across last night, because part of this is sharing our flops and sharing our faith.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading last night in this new Bible that your Aunt Melody gave me for Christmas. And I think it's called The Passion, something like that. And it's like a conversation. And I was reading James, because you said James is one of your favorite books. And so I picked up James last night, and I wish I'd brought it out here with me, but I forgot. But right there at the beginning of James, he talks about failures and how God doesn't shame us for our failures.
Yeah.
He sees us through our failures. And I just my mouth fell open, and I just thought, wow, that is speaking to what we do here. And that's speaking to what I just said, is that I flopped
many times.
But I should have done it different. But God didn't shame me for that. God saw us through it. He provided, and everything's always been in front of us. And so I feel like it's kind of a serious show today.
Oh, that's okay.
It's our story. It's who we are. It's how we got here, because when we started the lavender farm, we tried to reach out to other lavender farmers and didn't get a very warm reception.
No, we didn't.
And so we decided we're going to help whoever comes to us. We're going to help them. We're not going to charge them to ask questions. We're not going to charge them to share our experience. We're just going to share it, because the lavender world is big enough that there's enough lavender to go around, and we can share what we've done because we haven't done it. God
Yeah.
has helped us.
Yep.
And so we're not going to hold on to it. And so that's, what got us here to the podcast is that we want to answer questions. We want to share our experiences. We want to share the things we do wrong and how we see God on the other side of it.
Definitely.
So I guess that's part one of, I don't know how many,
I
about how
wouldn't even say it's a part one of anything. It was just
the beginning.
it's just the story of where where you started from.
Yeah. The beginning of our story and beginning to a complete change in my life, our life. I mean, it changed everything.
Yeah.
It changed the trajectory of our life. And I didn't see that when I put those first few plants in the ground, when I was sitting at school, listening to Helen Jane Long on repeat and looking at the Duluth picture. I just thought it was a way for me to get out of the classroom, but it changed the trajectory of our life. And so that's the beginning.
That's the beginning.
That's the beginning. And we're here to share that with you, answer questions. And if you want to email, our email is info@thelavenderfieldsfarm.com. I'm sure Malachi will put that up on the screen. So,
all right.
Any other questions?
No, I think that's it for today. All righty. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Lavender Fields Flop. And remember, lavender grows best on rocky soil.
Sometime you should share the story of Pee Pants McGee.
Okay.